Today is the 24th day of October 2017, and I'm here with Robert Jakobsson and Zap, and they are two developers. And you are, Robert, you are the CTO of Titus Coin, and Zap, you are the
I'm in game programming and I'm in the
developer, coder, programmer type of person.
Yes.
And we're here just for an in-person impromptu interview here in San Francisco, California, in the heart of downtown, where they've come out from Sweden to talk about this ICO, which is more than just an ordinary ICO. It's a very innovative project and immense undertaking that includes several different aspects. One of them is the ICO itself, the initial coin offering, which will provide the Titus coins that will be able to be exchanged on exchanges. The other exciting portion is they're actually coming out with an exchange so that not only Titus coin but other altcoins as well as the major cryptos will be able to be traded across, as well as a payment platform, a way to take payments and a way to make payments with a debit or a card, basically a credit card type option, so that folks can go and pay in Titus coin to merchants. Merchants can take Titus coin. They will be able to convert into fiat currency or any other crypto if they'd like. The other thing we were talking about is the exchange will have several different tiers of expertise. So we are hoping that this will facilitate folks from all levels of from novice, not knowing anything, to the expert that likes to have all the bells and whistles. They'll be able to have these different options. So I'm going to hand over the floor a little bit to Robert and Zap and have them talk about anything that they feel is exciting about Titus Coin that we haven't covered, or we can expand on anything. So I guess my main question is, and I think a lot of question is, when can we expect to see the launch of the exchange? When can we expect to see the launch of a tangible card that people can get? What is there a timeline that you can give us on that?
Yeah, sure. The Titus coin itself will be launched after the ICO. So everything is already done. We will launch a testnet in a week or two, where people can actually try out things. All the scripts for merchants and everything is already been built. We have support for PrestaShop and all these other Magneto and whatever they are called platforms. The exchange will be launched sometime between the 15th of December and the 15th of January, according to current time plan. It might change a little bit further down the line because we are trying to get as many features in as possible before launch, and we also want to make it as intuitive and as easy as possible for everybody to use it, like you said. When it comes to the debit and credit card, we haven't really decided yet if we're going to launch that in the branding of Titus or in the branding of the exchange payants. And we are going to have a workshop in the headquarters in Spain, in Malta, in 2 weeks to decide that. And once that is decided, we will be delighted to go to a show and talk about that in depth. So either that will be sometime during this winter or sometime early next year.
Okay, and you did mention that the exchanges will be out of Malta, the licensing. So that's a big plus for folks that are familiar with the way Malta does business. They are in the European Union, and they are pretty much at the top tier of these financial services companies. There is also something called the Titus community, and I was wondering if you guys could explain how does the Titus community works. This is an incentive program, which is a little bit unique. It's different from other ICOs. I have not seen an ICO that actually has this. I haven't seen an ICO that offers I guess it's a profit sharing. Is it a dividend? Go ahead and let us know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, It's actually both right now, because the ambassador phase that we have right now, it's 4,950 ambassadors, and they actually get a dividend share as well. But it's also an incentive programs, because we want to have something that we called educated affiliates. And an educated affiliates is somebody that can go out to an offline merchant like a pizzeria or a bar or whatever, and offer them a way to accept Titus coin as a coin. And if they do that, the fee that normally the banks take, like Visa, MasterCard, or the corporate banks, we will actually give that out to the affiliates instead. So 50% of everything that we gain in transaction fees and everything will go back to the community. And it will be like the person that took in that specific merchant will get one part, and then the person that actually buys into it will also get a kickback. And on top of that, both those persons' personal network will also gain a small percentage of that. And then 20% will go into the fund, and the fund is a BVI fund that actually carries euros right now, that backs up the cryptocurrencies. So that means that if you use the Titus coin at a merchant, they know that if they want, they can switch on the auto convert, which means that they will get euros instead of Titus coins to their account. And that will help them, because I mean right now it's kind of hard for them to pay their wholesalers for flowers or sausages or whatever in Titus.
Right.
Hopefully not for long, but for right now. So they might want to have euros instead, and then it will be automatically converted for them, and it will be taken out of the fund. But the fund is also based on other cryptocurrencies as well, like Bitcoin and Litecoin and Qtum and all that, which means that it's not just the thing that we gain that rises us, it's also when the entire community of the ones that we feel is trusted enough to be a part of our community, like Bitcoin and Qtum and so on, when they go up in value, so does the Titus coin as well, because we are also have a holding on them. And that's what I think makes Titus coin unique, that we take something that is complicated, something that a common man could see as a threshold to get into, and just make it easy.
Right.
I mean, a credit card is super easy. All I have to do is swipe it and put your signature, and that is what we are trying to do as well, but with the cryptocurrency sphere.
And also not only Titus coin, but not only making it ease of use for trading on an exchange or buying Titus coin or paying, but let's say somebody wanted to get into other cryptocurrencies. There's a million altcoins out there, and people are kind of like, they're starry-eyed going, well, you know, I see all these coins, I hear about these things, Qtum and Bitcoin and Litecoin, but I don't know anything about them. So as I understand it, Titus coin is going to make it facilitate it easier for folks to get into these other currencies. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. We're doing that both with the exchange that calls Payans, that we will use to do that with, but we will also we are developing and had developed a lot of different other services around there to help people actually get into it, with the MasterCard program that we talked about, with debit, whatever kind of card, I don't know the terms in English in the US.
Debit card.
Debit card, yeah. But also, like right now, if you go into an exchange and you really want to day trade there, it's like super hard and super annoying. If you actually want to buy Bitcoin right now, it's super annoying. I mean, I just had that experience a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what we want to do is we want to make it easy. We want everything to be as easy as 1, 2, 3 sort of thing. We want everybody to be able to be a part of this amazing experience and amazing opportunity that is crypto. And we are only in the beginning, so
Yeah.
this will expand as
I agree that we are at not the early adapter, but the innovation stage. Early adapters would be folks that are going to be next year when all of these things are launched, and those first folks that are on the exchanges and getting their coins in the new ecosystem, they're going to be the early adapters. But we're now in innovation stage. There hasn't been an exchange like the one you're describing. There's been little piecemeal options. Yeah, you can buy Bitcoin if you go through all these hoops. Yeah, you can get an altcoin. Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can find a BitPay card or whatnot, but then you got to use this company for that company for the other thing, verify on the other thing, and nobody's talking to each other. But from what I understand, Titus Coin kind of wraps it all up into one little package, and including folks that don't know anything about these coins can get into something that's called like the grab bag, or these basically packages of altcoins. Like maybe somebody wants a few Litecoin, a few Bitcoin, a few Titus Coin, a few Qtums, a few of these, and there will be, from what I understand, a package that somebody can easily just basically point and click and get one right away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the entire point about it. It
Yeah.
should be, you don't need to be an expert of things. We want to take the experts in and package things for them.
And if you are an expert, though, they have the option as well, because
Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier is the exchanges will have basically 3 tiers. The very simple for somebody who wants to come in, buy, sell, that's it. The medium tier for somebody who wants to see a little bit of data, but they're not an expert, but they do want to start to learn. And then, of course, the experts who want to see their charts and their MACD, and they want to customize everything. Again, all of this under the Titus Coin, the Titus Coin envelope or umbrella. The exchange, you said, will be named something different, Payins, but it's still the same deal there.
Yeah, it is still the same group of people doing things, but we still want to split things up. So we don't want to. First, we thought about calling it Titus Exchange, but I mean, we don't want people to think it's just Titus, because it's bigger than just Titus. We want everybody to be able to get any kind of coin that is up to the table, so to speak, that is actually going through the process of being a real deal, and we will add as many of those as we can, but we will also allow other altcoins that want to launch things on another exchange, if they are serious enough and they go through the validation process and everything turns out fine. We are happy to add other ICO kind of coins to our platform as well. Everything has to do with how we feel about the coin. I mean, we don't want anybody to use our hopefully good name to trick people into doing things.
Right.
And we've seen that before. So we have a pretty strict process when it comes to everything, because like the big thing with Titus is that everything has to be simple, and it has to be easy, and it has to just work. I mean, those are the 3 main features and points.
Now, I wanted to ask you something back to the Titus community. Folks that don't buy in on the ICO right now, that are going to be hearing this, or folks that just will find out about Titus Coin a year down the road, they see the exchange, they will still be able to get in on the Titus community. Is this correct? They'll still be able to use a referral link from someone, and so this is after the ICO is all said and done. They're like, oh no, I didn't get in. Well, they can still get in with the community. You can still buy your Titus coins on exchanges, and as the value fluctuates, you can trade just like any other coin. So I think people should realize that it's not just a coin, but it's kind of a whole idea. It encompasses several things that the Bitcoin and crypto community have been tackling these problems. I know for a long time the debit card was a big issue. How do I spend my Bitcoin at the supermarket? How do I spend my crypto? And right now it's just Bitcoin that you can get these cards for. I don't see an Ethereum card. I don't see the Litecoin card. It's only Bitcoin. So Titus Coin coming out with this is going to be one of the very first, and it sounds like you've got all of your bases covered. I'm trying to think of something right now that maybe you haven't covered, and I can't think of something that a problem, an issue. So
yeah, but we've been working on this for a really long time, and we've been trying to figure out things as well. So I mean, everything has its flaws, and we are trying to see what we can do to do better. I mean, that's the entire thing. We want to do things easier. We want to do things better. And I mean, one issue with like other MasterCards and those programs are still the fees.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the exchange fees. You have the when you take your card and put it into ATM, it charges you fees. I mean, we also have a debit card, but you also have the educated affiliate programs. And with those, you don't even have to use your card. You just have to use your phone or your Apple Watch or whatever. And you use that wallet that you have there, and you don't have to scan QR codes. You don't have to do any of that hustle things. You don't have to enter things. You have to sit there and wait for the transaction to clear. I mean, everything is in real time.
Yes.
And everything is just NFC. You just touch it, and then it's done.
And for the technical folks thinking about the blockchain aspect of Titus Coin, you were saying that the block time is 2.5 minutes?
Correct.
So that's very quick. It is mineable, of course, so folks out there after the launch and everything's said and done that don't participate in the ICO will still be able to mine the coin and trade it. So you've got the crypto aspects wrapped up with the payment processing aspects, wrapped up with the exchange aspects, wrapped up with profit sharing. So it's kind of a win-win-win-win all the way around. And I see that this Titus coin being the heart of this entire infrastructure, the payment, the card, the exchange, the bags, the incentives. My God, I mean, this thing could go into quadruple, 4 digits. If we look at what Bitcoin has done in the last 4 years, I remember Bitcoin was $175 4 years ago. It is now over 5,000, coming up close to 6 at times. This year alone, it was $1,000 on January 1st. I actually predicted it to the day. And just the growth rate in this one cryptocurrency alone, you could open your mouth and say, wow. But then you take a look at something like Litecoin, and it's gone from $3 to 60, actually hit 90 at one point. You look at Neo, $2 to 50, and it's somewhere around 30. So is it unreal to think, or too much to think, that we could see a $25,000 Bitcoin in a few years? No. And if we do, is it unreal to think that we could see $1,000 Litecoin and $1,000 Titus coin and $1,000 Neo? No, it's not unreal. So I think that while I have been a Bitcoin, Neo, Ethereum kind of guy, the more I look at Titus coin to see that it includes several aspects of all of these coins. In fact, what we haven't even touched on is proof of stake, which means all you got to do is hold it. If you have a bunch of Titus coin and you're just sitting there, money is going to come in. Now, you can put your money in the bank and make a penny or two every 6 months and 5 cents interest a year, or you can do something like this, which is completely new and innovative in this new crypto space era that we're entering in. A proof of stake, Titus coin that you hold, similar, I think, to Neo, which gives you rewards. Now, my question is, how does that work? Is it every so often you just get extra Titus coin? Is there, how does that reward system? Because like for Neo, if you're holding Neo, you get gas. And you have Neo and gas, and you get a little bit of gas every few seconds or 5 minutes. How does it work for Titus coin?
Yeah, I mean, are you familiar with how Dash masternode system work?
Yes.
Yeah, our system works similar to them. So that means that what you do is that you enter a command in your wallet, and you become a masternode. And after you become a masternode, you will get a percentage of all the transaction fees that are in the system and all the miners fees that are in the system. So that means that all you have to do is just commit that you will hold this money, and it will create a masternode kind of thing. We call them Titan nodes. And once you're a Titan node, you will get a percentage of that.
And that's, of course, separate from being from the miners who are mining for theirs, and then the nodes are getting their rewards, and then the Titus community people will get their kickbacks as well. So the money is being spread around. It appears that you can be in one of several spots in this community and still reap in the rewards.
Yeah, we can be in several and get
or you can be in all of the spots
rewards.
at the same time. Yeah, so I do like that. Make sure it's still going here. Yeah. So, any other
Yeah.
things that you'd like to promote about it? I'm all ears, and I'm sure the audience is too.
Yeah, it has been well said and mostly perfectly said, so there is not much for me to add to it or take away from it. The thing I see is the opening for what's sort of new now when we sit here, and that's the cryptospheres actually are incentive to be a part of it, and they have the chance. But I don't see that much as I thought I would see. So there is a lot of opening for the cryptosphere to actually take part for this.
Oh, I definitely agree. Again, I can't emphasize enough that we are, ladies and gentlemen, we are in innovation stage. You look around, you don't see anything like this, but I think in 3 to 5 years, we are going to see a lot of companies start to pop up. That, you know, there's going to be more exchanges coming up. There's going to be ICOs that are launched. So getting in now on the ground floor, the basement floor, is definitely going to be advantageous for those of us in the future when the real crowds start pouring in. Everybody that's got their seat at the table or their seat in the train, they're not going to have to stand. They're going to be comfortable while everybody else is scurrying around. So any other pieces of information that you want to share?
No, but I mean, like I said before, I mean, the purpose of this whole thing is just to try and make things easier for the average Joe sort of thing. I mean, every piece of software that we put out is well tested, and it's like the UX design, the user experience design is going through like several test phases and everything. Right now we're doing a beta test in Sweden and in Spain on using the system and making sure that it's easy for the merchant to accept it and for the people that actually pays directly with Titus Coin. And we will continue working on that. We will continue adding things. We added a huge online mall in Sweden right now that contains more than 150 stores. Those will start accepting Titus right now. We added several restaurants and net farm, I think they call it in Spain. It's like the biggest, not pharmacy, but like the closest to pharmacy. They don't have farmers, I don't know what it's called.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, they don't have the
Drugs, like a drugstore.
Yeah, it's like a drugstore, but they don't have like the doctors that can prescribe things to them. They can only pick things up, as far as I understand it. And don't quote me on that. We have press releases out. Everything is listed on tituscoin.com.